see you.
Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Yeah! Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole family.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
Right now, get up to 15% off select storage solutions. Put heavy-duty HDX totes to good use, protecting what's important to you. The solid, impact-resistant design prevents cracking, and the clear base and sides make items easy to find even when the totes are stacked. Find select shelving and tote storage up to 15% off at the Home Depot to organize every room in your home, from your garage to your attic. Visit HomeDepot.com. How doers get more done.
On any journey using Uber, it helps to know you're getting into the right car. PIN verification adds an extra step to make sure your ride is your ride. Before the trip begins, your app gives you a unique PIN. Just tell it to your driver, and they'll enter it in their app before the ride can start.
Hey, what's your PIN?
2538.
That way, you know you're in the right car taking the right trip, and your driver knows you're the right passenger. Make sure your ride is your ride with PIN verification from Uber. One more way Uber is putting safety at every turn. Learn more on the Uber app.
So good, so good, so good.
New summer arrivals are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Get ready to save big with up to 60% off brands like Rag & Bone, Levi's, Adidas, and Free People. Join the Nordy Club to unlock exclusive discounts, shop new arrivals first, and more. Plus, buy online and pick up at your favorite Rack store for free. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
This episode is brought to you by Google Chrome. You think you know a browser, but Gemini and Chrome? That's new. It can help you with practically anything on the web, like restoring a vintage motorcycle from a 50-page restoration blog, or finally break down that long article you've had open for weeks. Gemini and Chrome is here for it. Ready to make anything online make sense? There's no place like Chrome. Check responses, setup required, compatibility and availability varies, 18+.
Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents Bet on Black. That's our recapkickback.com series where we talk about the Black reality TV contestants that stand out. And right now, we are talking about Black winners. If you missed our first episode, I am Chappell, and I am going to be talking to one of the foremost reality TV experts, especially when it comes to Black contestants, my co-host Gia Worthy, about all of this. Gia, the author of Bet on Black, the Substack.
Yes, thank you, Chappell, for continuing to entertain my whims here for who we want to talk about and when. I remember this time last year, and I know it was like pretty much exactly this year because because Restaurant Wars just aired on this latest season of Top Chef. So for those that aren't yet aware from the title of this podcast, we are talking about the latest winner of Top Chef. The 22nd season, Destination Canada, had their second Black winner ever in the franchise. Just sit with that for a moment. And it was Tristen Epps-Long, a well-deserved winner. And so we are going to be talking about his win today. But Chappell, I'm so excited to talk about it because I feel like this time last year, I was messaging you to watch this season being season 22, because Tristen was really the front runner at that part. And then Restaurant Wars happened, and I was a little worried we were gonna lose him through a self-elimination here. And he stayed and continued doing that shit. He had that shit on, and he became our 22nd winner of the franchise.
Yeah, Gia texted me about it. She was very passionate about it, which is on brand for Gia when it comes to these Black reality TV contestants. And so I said, I'll check it out. And yeah, what a great idea. First of all, I used to watch Top Chef way back in the day, but I stopped. After a while, I fell off. But this dragged me back in, and I am so excited to dedicate episode 2 of Bet on Black to the winning season of Tristen Epps-Long of Top Chef. So yeah, we got all of that to talk about. But Gia, for the people who are new here, who just showed up because they saw Tristen's name, tell everybody, what is Bet on Black?
So Bet on Black is it's twofold. Okay, so
twofold.
Well, really threefold, because the idea of Bet on Black comes from Sean Rector, who was a contestant on Survivor Marquesas, engineered one of the greatest alliance flips, the first major alliance flip in Survivor history, and his infamous confessional in that episode is to always bet on Black, basically insinuating that, like, we need to support the Black players. My chemistry was immediately altered hearing Bet on Black. This is something that Chappell and I are both very passionate about. So this turned into me creating a substack where I can specifically write about some of my favorite Black players, Black winners, moments in reality TV history, sometimes pop culture stuff too. But really, it's a space to honor and continue that legacy of Sean and all of the great Black players that we have had over time. And this turned into us wanting to create a podcast where we can actually really zero in on particular contestants and highlight them and talk about the reasons we love this player so much, what their journey was on the show. Right now, we're focusing on some of the winners we've had over 20 plus years of reality, like competitive reality TV history, but I'm sure we're going to also be covering some of the players that we just love to talk about, regardless of whether their games ended in a win or not.
Yeah. Great rundown, Gia. Yeah, we are here to celebrate these people because watching reality TV means that you have to see a lot of these Black contestants not really get a fair shake. Not so much that, and don't get me wrong, some of the shows are just not fair for Black people in a lot of ways, especially early on with the lack of diversity and people being othered and even some like just downright racism in a lot of ways. And so it's really hard to give the Black people their flowers when the show is editing them to look negative or not really showcasing the good side of them. Our first episode was Bet on Black, talking about Vesepia, Towery Robinson, and she is famously one of the better winners in Survivor history, but she got no love from the show, no love since the show. And we feel like we're going to take it upon ourselves to make sure we give these people their flowers when they tell them. And so today we'll be talking about Tristen. But before we get to that, we have an update on our last Bet on Black episode.
Yes, we do.
We talked about Vesepia, we talked about Sean Rector, and shortly after that, we took a little trip to Atlanta, Georgia, to the Ron Clark Academy watch party, and we came in contact with the Sean Rector. And not only did we talk to him, but he said he listened to our Bet on Black episode. He watched the video with Vesepia.
Yes,
he did. Time Vesepia for us, and we all had a big phone call. It was crazy.
I cried.
You cried. It was a tearful moment. We have a photo. It's out there. We don't own the photo. Sean Rector has a photo of us. We got to get it back from him.
We're gonna try to acquire the photo.
Yeah, but Gia, what was that like? Seeing that we had just dropped that video maybe 3 weeks prior to going to Atlanta.
I mean, I thought going to Atlanta, like before we actually got there and conceptualized this, it was like in my wildest dreams, I would have been able to like get to have a sentence or two conversation with Sean Rector and tell him about how Chappell and I just did an episode specifically about Vesepia and by proxy his game on Survivor Marquesas because they were very intertwined. And that would be like the best case scenario. So that was what I was hoping for going in there. So to not just have a conversation with him, but to hear him say how both of them watched the episode and that they wanted to meet us and that they loved it and that we were able to tell them how much their games meant to us was beyond my expectations. So I can like feel my eyes getting hot talking about it right now, but it actually is like it was beyond anything I could have possibly imagined getting to meet him, but also to even the extra part of like being able to talk to Giuseppe on FaceTime, getting to have this conversation with one of my best friends in the podcasting world and Chappell, and it was like that was all we could talk about the rest of the night. It was a dream come true in every way.
Yeah, and that set the precedent that now when we talk about somebody on Bet on Black, we immediately need to meet them and talk to them because, you know, that was incredible, but it would also be incredible to talk to Tristen Epps-Long. So if you're out there listening to this, sir, hit us up, okay? Because we got questions and we would love to interview these people. I think we can lock in that Giuseppe interview now. I think now that we've made the connection, I think we got it.
I think not that she knows we're not like totally weirdos or anything, like just a little, just a healthy amount.
A little bit, just a little bit.
It's a healthy amount, you know, but like they've met us. I feel like we were as chill as one could expect to be in the presence of Sean.
I was a few drinks in as well, so maybe maybe we weren't as chill. Yeah, maybe we weren't as chill as we could have been, but no regrets. No regrets. It was it was so much fun. It really was. And so I need more. I need more of that. I need more of that to happen.
Absolutely.
And I think our next target here is Tristen's. You know, so let's get into Tristen's season of Top Chef. He's on Top Chef Destination Canada, season 22. As Gia was saying, it aired last year. There were 15 contestants, well, 17 in total, if you include the last kitchen or last chance kitchen or whatever. But to me, as Gia already outlined, the story of Tristen is it's so touching, right? Like Gia just talking about her like she could feel her face getting hot. Don't waste your tears now, because this season is a ride, and I'm so happy that Gia mentioned it, because I would have missed out on what I would consider one of the greatest like kind of reality TV arcs someone has ever had. Just because it could have gone so wrong, and so many things did, but the kitchen is where Tristen excelled, and I'm so happy that he was able to win this season, Gia.
Yes. And so before we start, I do want to say that we did discuss ahead of time, we want to dedicate this episode to the memory of Russell Long, who is Tristen's father. And this is so before we go into it, we want to honor Russell's memory as well. But as we are talking about the show, we only see Russell in 2 episodes, like in video, which is the episode that in the very beginning where Tristen does a video call with his parents, and then in Restaurant Wars where he passes away, where it's a very devastating episode, and it really it's very emotional. But because we are talking about the arc of Tristen as a contestant, we are going to mention his stepdad's passing, because that becomes a big story point in the episode. But we do not want to play it up as for dramatics or for the camera or anything like that. So we're talking about it in that, recognizing that we want to honor his memory, but also tell the story of Tristen on Top Chef. I remember when that episode of Restaurant Wars first came out, Tristen put out this very touching statement about his dad, but also mentioned that talking about that, like rewatching that episode basically like had to have him relive that trauma as well. So like, it's a sensitive topic, and we're going to do the best that we can to pay respects to Tristen and his family.
Oh, absolutely. Well said. The story of Tristen was already going to be a good story. I mean, he is very much a front runner throughout the season. He doesn't have like he's not the front runner throughout the entire season, but as he gains momentum, Tristen does some really impressive things in the kitchen, all leading to Restaurant Wars, which Top Chef fans will know is kind of like a landmark of any season, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a lot more.
Oh yes.
But Gia, when you were watching this season and you were checking out those early episodes, what stood out to you the most about Tristen?
So the first few episodes, Tristen kind of gets a quieter start, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get the video call with his parents, which we obviously figure out later on that that's going to come into play later. But then, and we know that, we know he's a talented chef, but the first episode, he's right in the middle. We get a kind of a brief glimpse into his cooking style and personality, but he's really not the star of the premiere. And then when we get into the next 2 episodes, he is in the high placement of the main heat challenges, but he doesn't win. It's not until episode 4 where he gets that first win where we really start to see his momentum building throughout the season. But even before we start getting Tristen on that winning streak, the thing that really struck me about him is that he wasn't just passionate about cooking food about related to like the Caribbean and African diaspora, which is a big inspiration for how he cooks. Tristen's also a big history nerd. He brings it up all the time, and it goes into his cooking. Like, he talks about Black history, Black culture, and how that inspires the food he makes. There's one episode in particular that's later on in the season that we'll talk about a little later on that really sticks with me, that really struck me about how he looks at food, how he loves being Black and being a Black man cooking Black food. And that's the type of food that he wants to introduce to the world, and also to inspire the next generation of Black chefs, because there are going to be people that want to be a Black chef, and they're going to watch this season of Top Chef and say, not only is he a Black winner of Top Chef, he is a Black winner that is highlighting his Black heritage. And I think that's the big part of Tristen's arc that really sticks with me, because a lot of times when we get winners, not just on Top Chef, but a lot of these shows, they don't talk about culture as much, or like how their culture inspires their food, especially not with like Black food. I would say like maybe like Eric from Top Chef Kentucky was really like one of the bigger selling points of like a Black chef highlighting Black food that was that close to winning it, like at as far as here. So it's not quite often we get it. So to have it be a main driving point of Tristen as a character was fantastic to see.
Also, Tristen is very competitive. He talks about how, he's an overthinker, overanalyzer. And as I was trying to catch up on the season, like I said, Gia recommended it to me. I was catching up and I was like, hey, this guy's cool. I like Tristen a lot. He's from Houston. And I thought he looked familiar. And so I did some Googles. And this is actually Tristen's second reality TV show, because Tristen was on ABC's season 3 of a show called The Taste. And I have an image of young Tristen, the baby, baby Tristen, as he worked under one of his mentors, Marcus Samuelson, on this show. I believe this is how they met, on The Taste. And Tristen came in 3rd place there. So big shout out to him. But yeah, I thought that was so cool. I said, oh, wait, okay, he's back. And he's evolved so much. He doesn't look like a little baby anymore, obviously, but he also has sharpened his cooking skills so much that you're right, Gia. He's like in the top 3 here and there, and he's never really in the bottom at first. But once he starts to win, I think that's when you start to see, oh no, Tristen is going to be one of the front runners. And I would say, Gia, that this was a tough season of Top Chef as far as competition wise. That final 5, final 4, I was like, he's going to have to really pull it out to win this.
Yes. So full transparency, this is my favorite season of Top Chef. And it's not just because of Tristen winning, because there have been other seasons where I love the winner, but the season itself is a little meh. And, but looking at this full cast, it's just like star after star after star. If this was any other, like if this was any other season besides this one, Our final three, which is Tristen, Schwei, and Bailey, I would have been rooting for Schwei or Bailey like nobody's business. This just happens to be the season where I'm like, no. Like, I love Schwei and Bailey, but like, I will sell my soul for Tristen to win if I need to. So like, it's that serious that, you know, like, unfortunately they just happen to compete on the season with one of my favorite contestants of all time. So therefore, you know, priorities. But
yeah,
even one of the things that really sticks out to me about this season that I love, not just that the cast is fantastic, but we get a lot of surprise eliminations along the way. I don't think, you know, usually with a lot of these shows, we get an idea of who the front runners are and who is kind of like in the middle and towards the bottom, and that usually the eliminations sort of work themselves out with the people that are in the top kind of staying up there. And like maybe with like one or two surprises coming in from at a certain point. This season was very unpredictable with it. A lot of the chefs that started in the top did not stay for very long. We had a lot of shocking eliminations along the way. I think that if people started the premiere episode and picked a final three, it would not be the final three we got. Hell, it might not be the final five that we got either. But I feel like everybody does have at least one like shining moment on the show, whether it's like a character moment or like a chef moment here. And everyone here is super nice to each other. And I really like this cast overall. It's just a really great cast. Chappell, did you have any particular standouts that we want to give a shout out to before we get into maybe like the nitty gritty of Top Chef in general?
Yeah, Lana for sure.
Yes.
Right, like seeing her come back in the finale, I was very excited to see her. But also, you know, Katiana, I think, is another person who, if you talk to me episode 1, I'm like, oh yeah, she's gonna be here for a while. Yes. And then to see her, I think she won both the first 2 quick fires back to back or something like that, like something no one had ever done. And so I was like, oh yeah, she's gonna be tough to beat. That was a crazy elimination. Zubair, also somebody who we were able to see come back as a sous chef. I was actually very surprised to see Zubair because he had gone out so early in comparison to everybody else. But Tristen was able to pick him as his sous chef for the final challenge. So yeah, a lot of standouts. And then, I mean, I know this is Bet on Black and we're talking about Tristen, but come on, Massimo.
Like we have to talk about Massimo.
We got to talk about Massimo. Yeah. He was good. He was good TV. He was fun. The personality higher, but also with some skills. We love that.
Yes. And also it's like, he's definitely the antagonist at moments, but it's not like, you know, Chappell and I have watched Top Chef in its ghetto days, you know, like we play ball. We play ball with Top Chef. We were in the trenches seasons 1 through, I want to say like 6, you know? Like we watched
the dark days
when we were way too young to be like before it was a family show. It was the early seasons of Top Chef, and that's what we grew up watching. And you know, that was culture back then. But so we've seen some real Top Chef villains, and Massimo's definitely not a villain, but he's definitely, you know, not afraid to make a statement and stand out from the competition. So super fun character. Shocked that he got 5th. Not because I thought he should get lower, but I thought this was going to be, I thought we were building to a Tristen versus Massimo face-off with like maybe I would have said either Cesar or Schwei would have be like the third person in that final 3. So even though I very much love this this cast in the final 3 that we ended up getting, it definitely a surprise, but I like when it's a surprise here. Lana was also on Pressure Cooker as well. So it was great to see her back, but yeah, everybody in here, I liked that that the chefs this season for the finale were able to pick anybody from the cast, because usually it's like they get to pick from the last 3 eliminated or what have you. And so I like that Tristen was able to go as far back and pick Zubair, who probably is one of the chefs that's most matched with him in terms of like the type of food that they're both passionate about and highlighting their culture. So he's definitely on par with what Tristen was looking for there.
Yeah, and a lot of these big these big chefs, they fell at the hands of people like Tristen, you know. Again, Shawai as well. You know, a lot of these people in the final three, they were winning these challenges, you know. They were taking people out of the game. And you know, we saw Tristen, what was it, 8 challenges in a row? He was in the top dishes of the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 episodes in a row where he was either high placing or won. And he would have had side note. So I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now, right?
Okay.
And the pickle challenge, he and Cesar were basically told they were on the losing team, but they were told that they had the best dishes of the day, which I felt low-key bad for Massimo here because of like winning the challenge and then having them say, yeah, but like there were 2 chefs on the other team that did it better. You know, it's like, damn, that hurts. But I think they probably, if the other team had won, would have given it to Cesar only because Cesar did the dessert, like the pickle ice cream thing. So I don't know if Tristen would have won with the dish that he had, but he was still very high placing, like at least top 2, and maybe he would have won in there. So almost 5 wins, 5 main heat challenges in a row, which is crazy for any contestant and for the show itself to still be as for the competition to still be as intense as it is, even with one of the contestants winning almost 5 times in a row, is still pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, this was a very competitive season. It was a very fun season to watch. We definitely saw, you know, some of the stars really break out and have their moments to where it did look like anybody could win it. But going into Restaurant Wars, I think that is really where the momentum kind of changes, and not necessarily for the best. You know, it's a very dark episode for the people who've never watched Top Chef before. Restaurant Wars is like making the merge on Survivor or making the jury on Big Brother. It's like it's a massive undertaking that you kind of dream on getting there, but it's also the death nail for so many players in Top Chef history. I know you have been scarred and personally attacked by Restaurant Wars in the past.
Rest in peace, Trey Wilcox. Like that was, I think
that's
soon. The first time I felt true disappointment in life was, for those wondering, Trey Wilcox is not dead. I'm just very sad when he got eliminated on a Thanksgiving episode, I believe, because I was at my grandparents' house watching his ass get kicked out of Top Chef. And I to this day, do not recover, will not recover. I refuse. But it was, and again, for people that aren't really familiar with Restaurant Wars, the big thing about Restaurant Wars, it is like the merge challenge, like mergatory, what have you, for Survivor. But it's also a lot of these challenges, they don't say that it's based on like your past performances can impact if you stay in the competition or not, but it's kind of implied, obviously. Like if a front runner messes up once in a challenge, they probably won't get eliminated right away unless they really messed up more than the other players that were there. Restaurant Wars is the exception. We have seen many front runners in the competition be eliminated at Restaurant Wars, either because they took an executive position or they were front of the house. Those are usually the positions that get the boot on there, or because they weren't contributing enough. So it could be really a variety of reasons why someone gets kicked out of Restaurant Wars. But Chappell, I thought I was safe from Restaurant Wars getting a very disappointing boot here because Tristen had immunity this round. So this is one of the episodes I actually watched live, and I was not prepared for it at all. This is where things take a turn in the tone of the season, but also in Tristen's game. So during this episode, there's two teams of four, very standard for Restaurant Wars. Tristen is the executive chef, and he was on a team with Vinny, Lana, and Massimo. And they were going with his concept of like a veggie forward menu here. I really liked the idea. I really loved the concept of it too, and like kind of like pushing the envelope a little bit on like some of the concepts for Restaurant Wars. So I really enjoyed it. And then about halfway through the episode, Tristen gets a phone call from his mom about his dad, who we've heard him talk about before in the show, had a stroke. And overnight, from when he gets the call to when Restaurant Wars is starting, we learn from Tristen through confessional that his dad passed away overnight, but that his family and his dad himself both wanted him to stay. So that was the reason that Tristen decided to stay in the competition, and because that was his family's wishes there. So he has his family's blessing to move forward. He actually wins this challenge. His team wins, and then he's named the individual winner of the challenge. But this is a turning point for Tristen's game, because when he entered, he was playing for like the grand idea that he is playing to inspire Black chefs, which is also obviously a very noble cause. It's something that Chappell and I support. It's something that made us want to root for him before Restaurant Wars. But now that since his dad had passed away, he has changed his perspective on why he is there in the show. It's no longer that he is there because he wants to inspire other Black chefs. It's still a part of why he wants to be there, but now it's framed that his main focus is to prove that this was the right call for him to stay, because he wanted to honor his dad and honor his family by staying in the competition and still putting his best foot forward. So that's kind of the overarching arc we get in Restaurant Wars in the Restaurant Wars episode, and it's a lot to process in a Top Chef episode and like an hour-long episode of television. It was a very heavy episode, very unlike what we normally see in Restaurant Wars or any episode.
Yeah, and Tristen is a Top Chef fan. I read an interview with Vince Mancini where he was talking about how he was really a big fan of Tiffany Derry, my girl, during her season 7. And, knowing that that means he knows the gravity of what it looks like to go into Restaurant Wars, but also he has immunity. And so what happened a lot of time in Top Chef is that when you have immunity in a team challenge, they'll say, okay, you take whatever the hardest thing is, because the judges are going to be really critiquing that, right? So a lot of times the person with immunity gets stuck on dessert, or, they'll definitely be the executive chef, because they have the least to lose. So if something is like disastrous in concept, or if it's dessert, which people just struggle with in Top Chef in general, a lot of them are not pastry chefs, they can just do dessert. So for a lot of them, it's easy to say, okay, well, the person with immunity go do this thing because they just have to survive, and that's easy. Tristen doesn't only survive, but he really takes control of the executive chef spot. We see him kind of getting the servers in line when they're screwing up. He's getting Massimo in line when the servers are screwing up. He's really hands-on with what he wants to see as far as like the decor and the flowers. I think the name of their restaurant was Flora. So it's this, the very vegetarian, vegetable forward look, but also kind of, echoing throughout. So this is all Tristen's idea, but he doesn't only go on to do these harder tasks, but he does outshine all the rest of the people in the competition and win this challenge back to back. So he comes in with immunity and he didn't even need it. In the midst of that, he finds out about, his father having a stroke, and then his father later on passing. And when he finds out about the stroke, he just gets back to work. He looks very broken up about it. The other chefs are very respectful and they allow him to have his time, but he doesn't take his foot off the gas at all. By the next day, it's very clear that he's cooking, but his mind is, on a billion things probably at that time. He's grieving. And the judges don't know this. They don't know this until after they already selected him as the winner. And so once he wins, he tells them that it was such a tough day and he was trying so hard to be on as the executive chef. You got to be able to answer these questions. You got to be able to manage everybody. And nobody wants to see you moping around. This is a TV show. They probably are looking for you to be a little bit chipper. And he probably felt that pressure to do that as well. But I mean, there's not a dry eye in the house, Gia. It's such a touching moment. I was devastated watching this, and I already knew it was coming. Yeah. And his at one point that I also wanted to touch on that you already mentioned, that his team was really supportive of him the whole way. This cast in general was very supportive of one another throughout the season, but I think this is really the episode that a lot of them come together. Especially to support Tristen. But also, you're right that there's a lot of pressure going into Restaurant Wars already. Even if you don't have immunity, or even if you do have immunity, you don't want to fuck up Restaurant Wars, right? Like that's just that's not the episode to turn it off. And but there is a level of like, you are in the competition, you are a part of this experience, and that you have to remain focused. And even if the judges themselves weren't saying, suck it up and cook, that's probably part of what Tristen is feeling in this moment. And I can't imagine being in that same position, or to be like having to choose between going home and like basically just getting this devastating news and then having to go back to work right afterwards. Yeah. And it really does color the way the season is going, right? It's such a fun season moving into that. And then that episode, it's such a dark cloud, but seeing Tristen persevere and win that challenge, it reinvigorates the season in a way, right? It's still very sad, but you feel like you're a lot more invested in his story as he goes on to continue doing well in the competition. I was reading up on different articles before we did this, and he's talking about how being a student of Top Chef is really beneficial to him. Like somebody who has watched all the seasons of the show, he knows what not to do. He knows what mistakes are like common, what people do to screw up. And it's very clear with the way Tristen presents his dishes and the things that he does, that he's leaving himself room to not make those errors. I believe it's in one of the final 2 episodes, by the time they make it to Italy, he's like, I'm cooking monkfish, or maybe I'm cooking cod. I think I'm going to cook them both, and I'm going to cook them both, and whichever one turns out better, that's the one I'm going to use. If you are an OG Top Chef fan, monkfish has been the death of plenty of people on Top Chef. And so he wasn't trusting that, all right, this is going to come out perfect. Let me cook the cod too. Turns out he got the monkfish just right, and he was able to use it. But a lot of people, so many people. I mean, if you look at season 23 of Top Chef, so many people, they come in without backup plans. Yeah, some people come in without backup plans, and they end up not being able to serve things on their plate, and they miss out on, they don't have anything to pivot to. Yeah. And Tristen did not leave himself in that position quite often. So it was very fun watching somebody who clearly knew not only how to cook, but also how Top Chef worked. And it was clear that he was going to be the winner of this very early on to me. Yeah. I think one of the things that I think is very overlooked in the Top Chef world is that Top Chef is in fact something that you can study for. And a lot of our winners, especially in the more recent seasons, have gone on record to essentially say like they studied for the show in some way, some form, whether it was knowing what dishes not to cook, or knowing kind of like what in their wheelhouse, what's the best ingredients to bring versus what you need to have there. What are the things that the judges like to see? What are the things that have been overdone? So it's what are the like pros and cons of the choices you make during Restaurant Wars? So it is like a test. It's not
one of the things that I try to really stress about Top Chef in general is that this is not like the regular world of cooking. Like, you being an early boot on Top Chef is not an indicator for like your talent as a chef in the outside world, right? Like, this is not the day-to-day experience of a chef here. This is very much a competition where you need skills as a chef too. Mm-hmm. So the best chefs, the ones that are invested in the Top Chef cinematic universe, know kind of like the do's and don'ts of the trade and know what to look out for and what to avoid. So it doesn't mean a guaranteed win, but it definitely helps. And I think someone like Tristen, also a student of Marcus Samuelsson, as you previously mentioned, and Marcus Samuelsson is one of my favorite of the celebrity chefs, the chefs that we get in the Food Network universe here. So I was very happy to see a Marcus Samuelsson mention as well, but also see like that type of enthusiasm and that type of love for like food that represents his heritage really shined through with Tristen as well. But he almost made like the Top Chef work for him as opposed to like make him work around what Top Chef was giving him, which I loved to see.
Yeah, no, that's such a good point, because a lot of the challenges are, we have decided that you have to make this dish and you have to make it, in this type of way. And a lot of these foods are things we've seen on Top Chef. It's been 22 seasons, right? We know the types of things that you're going to see on this show. You know the type of challenges they're going to have. And so if you can figure out, okay, these are the types of things they're going to ask me, how do I put my own spin on this specific thing? We saw it time and time again. One of the big moments is in Italy, they're asked to make risotto, and they cut to Tristen, and he's like, I don't want to make risotto on Top Chef. It's one of those things that will kill you. Risotto will murder you on Hell's Kitchen. Okay, that has taken out so many people on Hell's Kitchen, right? And you would think every time you watch Hell's Kitchen, you say, how can you not make a risotto, a Wellington? Like, we should know the menu by now.
The menu has not changed in 27 years. Yes.
Changed. But Tristen has an ability to look at the risotto and say, all right, how do I make this something that I could speak to? And he goes and he makes a West African version of this. So in his mind, he's like, oh yeah, this is a spin on what you're going to ask me for, but you already know what they're going to ask you for. I am not a chef, but if you ask me to write down the 15 most used ingredients on Top Chef, I got you. And even though it changes throughout, right? For the first 10 seasons or whatever, the first 5 or 6 seasons, they were barely just starting to use like the dry ice and the gas, like all that kind of stuff.
The molecular, whatever.
The molecular gastronomy, yeah. Then that takes off toward the middle, and then everybody's using it. Now we're like, do we might make an ice cream here and there, know?
Now we get a lot of aguachiles and tuiles. We get a lot of tuiles.
Exactly. And so by knowing these things, you're able to prepare. And it did seem like Tristen was very prepared to do this. Yes. And again, this is why we celebrate Tristen on Bet on Black, because Top Chef is a cooking competition, but it's also a competition. And there is nothing wrong with studying up on the mistakes of the people of the past so that you can excel in the future.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie sleep solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Do you hear that? Sounds like breakfast is ready. Because Quaker's coming in hot with morning nutrition. 100% whole grain oats and a good source of fiber to fuel the rhythm of your morning and kickstart your day. And that sounds absolutely delicious. Fuel to start whatever's next. Quaker, official sponsor of FIFA World Cup 26.
Plan B is a backup birth control option that's there for you when things don't go according to plan. It specifically works after unprotected sex and before pregnancy occurs by temporarily delaying ovulation. Plan B is available nationwide at all major retailers and through delivery apps like DoorDash. No ID, prescription, or age requirement. It's the #1 OBGYN recommended brand of emergency contraception, and it won't impact your future fertility. That's freedom to be. Use as directed.
Introducing Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. With bright citrus, real red jalapenos, guajillo chiles. Usually, you add sauce to the food, but when the sauce is this good, the food is just there to get the sauce to your mouth. That rolled quesadilla, not a rolled quesadilla anymore. Now it's a sauce shovel. Taco Bell's jalapeno citrus salsa. Get it with any item on the Cantina chicken menu while it's here. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. While supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can make me feel like a spectator in my own life.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine preventive treatment.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases, unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online, and a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business, you'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
Hi, Diva. It's Rachel.
And Jordan, yeah, hi. Quick question.
Why are you not spending your Venmo balance?
Yeah, we're concerned.
You can, buy stuff with it.
Ugh, you love buying stuff.
And earn cash back on eligible purchases.
You love purchasing eligible things.
So the money your friend sent you yesterday, that's today's ramen or rideshare or eye patches.
The skincare kind, not the pyro kind.
Spend with Venmo, then you can earn cash back with Venmo Stash. Venmo Stash bundle terms and exclusions apply. Max $100 cash back per month. See terms at venmo.me/stash terms. ID verification required to use a Venmo balance.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You know those friends who support your preference for podcasts over music on road trips? That's the energy State Farm brings to insurance. With over 19,000 local agents, they help you find the coverage that fits your needs, so you can spend less time worrying about insurance and more time enjoying the ride. Download the State Farm app or go online at statefarm.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm so happy you talked about the risotto, because that was one of the things that I had listed as like my highlights of Tristen.
Yes.
Some of the other highlights that kind of like sold me on Tristen as like a chef after my own heart. In one of the earliest challenges, they had to make dishes inspired by like they had to make a savory dish based on a deconstructed version of a Canadian dessert. Tristen got the thing that he was least excited about, which is figgy duff. It looks like fruitcake. I understand the hesitation, Tristen. And made a Guyanese pepper pot with it. I believe he won. This is one of the challenges he won. So And then he also, one of my favorite, he did not win this challenge, but one of my favorite moments with him was in the final 5 when we have the foraging episodes.
Yes.
I usually hate the episodes where we don't get quick fires because I love a little mini challenge, right?
I do
this
too.
This is one of my favorite episodes in Top Chef history. We learn a lot about foraging, about native culture in Canada, which I found really exciting. But also, this starts as a tricky spot for Tristen because, as he says, Black people don't go in the woods. Like, what are
not
we?
in the mountains? Yeah,
not
in the mountains is crazy.
No,
in the mountains,
be for real here,
right?
So he struggles for like the majority of the day trying to figure out what he is going to make, and guess what? History comes in and helps Tristen here because he remembers that I believe it is the Taino people. I apologize if I said that wrong, in Jamaica, which I read about this as well. In the Americas, they're called the Maroons, and they would escape slavery and go hide in the woods and in the mountains, and that is where jerk chicken was created in Jamaica. So that was a really great pivot for him. So he makes a native jerk chicken with the foraged ingredients from Quarry Lake and Canmore, which I thought was amazing. I was very excited for that one. He didn't win that challenge, but it was still a fantastic dish.
It was very close.
Very close. Schwai, but Schwai just came.
Schwai
was on a roll at the very end as well, so I was a little scared.
I thought Schwai had it. I did. I was rooting for Tristen, but make no mistake, Schwai was cooking.
Like an elaborate prank that I made you watch this.
Yeah, look, like I said, I went in. At least I knew, but there were definitely moments where I was like, "Well, damn, what's Schwai gonna do to mess up?" Spoiler alert: he doesn't really mess up.
He does, and the problem is Schwai is so likable too. I'm like,
I was rooting for him.
I want to root against you so hard, but like,
he's
just a guy. He's just
can't do it.
He's just a little guy. I'm like, damn it, I love him. So, but we love Tristen too. So it, again, and it speaks to how great of a cast it was here. Especially, I feel like, especially as we dwindle down to the contestants, we're really getting the perspectives of people like Massimo, like Schwai. We learn a lot about Bailey, who is our last chance kitchen winner for the first finale. And Bailey was originally second eliminated and makes it all the way to the final 3. I loved Bailey. I loved getting to know her personality after her return from Last Chance Kitchen. And then Cesar, who is just the sweetest man that has ever graced the Top Chef kitchen, I believe, and is the one that made the pickle ice cream later on. So there was just a lot of great contestants, really like a great opportunity to learn about their perspectives. It was just a strong showing overall, but I think that speaks to just how much of a strong contender that Tristen was, because all these strong chefs, and we still have Tristen as the front runners. Like that, I feel like it really speaks to just how great of a chef he was, or is, but was on the show.
Yeah, and I believe his story is that his mom was in the military and she got stationed in Japan. And so when he went over there, he's like, I couldn't understand anything that they were saying on TV except for the food channels. Those are the only things that I could understand. And so it really helped him kind of get into the world cultures and the different foods. And he's well traveled, right? So we see a lot of him telling stories about all of the places that he's been, all the different techniques he's picked up here and there. So it's so fun watching him talk about food as well, because he's so worldly. It just feels like you're learning. And Tristen's a fun guy too. I mean, I think I counted at least two cartwheels done on
there were
season.
Some cartwheels in celebration of his win. I did like the cartwheels.
Yeah, he's good. He's good for some cartwheels. And then I do want to talk about the final elimination challenge. We had our final 3 chefs, and they were supposed to cook the best 4-course progressive meal of their lives. They did get to have a sous chef as well. Tristen ended up choosing Zubair, as we already mentioned. And then he comes up with this 4-course meal that the judges barely had any comments about them. And I'm talking about very little negatives in these four, because I think in the first course, the monkfish, they said it looks undercooked or overcooked, but it's not.
Yeah.
And he's like, exactly. He was going for like a scallopy texture or whatever.
Yep.
Because they said they at first glance they thought it was, but when they tasted it, it was perfect.
Not our Tristen.
Not our Tristen. He had the pollo Durango with the shrimp toast, the oxtail Milanese, which I love me some oxtail, so I was happy about that. And then the tropical root vegetable cake at the end. I'm talking about the comments they were getting was like hats off, no words. You could tell when Tom Colicchio is really enjoying somebody. Because he's just like, you can always tell when Tom is excited about the food. Tom was pulling for Tristen. You can't tell me he wasn't.
You could tell when Tom has a favorite, like where he's like, he was down with Tristen. Richard Blaze said.
I knew you were gonna shame. I knew you were gonna shame Richard Blaze.
I'm still mad because I remember that he tried
never forget.
to knock some points again. Richard Blaze, I never forget ever.
Never.
It's on
you and
site.
that mohawk. Yeah.
You and that toupee. It is on site. But he said the tropical root vegetable cake with chutney was where he lost him, and Tom Colicchio said, "Fix yourself." All right.
Right.
Like,
get it together.
Clean that up a little bit.
I think Richard said something like, it's interesting, but is it delicious? So that's not a critique. That's not a critique. Yeah. That's not a critique. Stop it. Stop it.
Sure, sir.
Stop it. Because I remember you on the show, Richard. Okay. You and all your damn foams. Every other thing was a foam.
That you and your liquid nitrogen.
Your emulsion blender, your damn jellies and shit. We remember those days, Richard.
Stephanie Izard outsold.
So yeah, I think all of those chefs did such a good job. Bailey, Schwei, Tristen, to the point where I think after the first course, Tom gets up and he goes and congratulates them right there. Yeah. He's like, y'all are killing it. This is crazy. Like, he couldn't even sit in his seat.
They loved this cast. They truly love, like, they are not crying this season like they were last season with like having to send people home.
Right. Like, this was
Tristen,
just,
it's your job. You know Cesar was going here. Please stop.
Yeah. And it made Tristen feel so proud that he was basically like doing Black food in a way where people had to acknowledge it. He talks about how it's not looked at as serious cuisine a lot of times. The Afro-Caribbean food that he was making, the West African food that he's making, a lot of the Southern cooking styles that he was using. He's like, that's not often looked at as fine dining. And it was his goal to make sure that came across in his meal and in his time on Top Chef. And I think he did it. It was perfect. Love the art. Love the win. The food looks amazing. He's in Houston. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can get some of this food.
Like, he doesn't run a restaurant. He runs a catering service is what I'm like Tristen, just get a brick and mortar, because I will fly down to go to Tristen's restaurant. Like, do not play with me here. But also Chappell, I think we just need to go to like one of the Food and Wine magazine festivals that they have, and then find Tristen there.
Look,
that's how we get our interview with Tristen.
You speaking my language. You speaking my language, because I need that. I need that. Gotta have that. A
Food and Wine festival hates to see me coming.
One day. It's on our list. It's on our bet. It's a write-off, right? That's Bet on Black research.
I think we need like a Bet on Black like road trip list, one of which being the Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah, we got to go see.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
We got to go see all the Top Chef alums that we love so much. Tiffany Derry, Carla Hall. I got a list.
Yeah, I need to fight Richard Blaze now.
We got to slap him, because how dare you?
Tristen's got to on the line, and that guy that beat Nina Compton in New Orleans.
Right? Because what is wrong with you?
Because why, sir? You should have quit. I'm sorry. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing beating Nina Compton? Like that was something you could just do.
Right. Absolutely. How dare you?
How dare you? But I'm still mad about that too. Yeah.
Listen, please don't get me started talking about Top Chef New Orleans. So, Gia, is there anything else you wanted to highlight about Tristen and this win? I mean, his highlight reel speaks for itself.
Yes. So we do have a highlight reel but we also have a quiz on Tristen that I will be giving you in a moment. But we just want to close out some of Tristen's best wins of like he has the quickfire wins, main heat wins. He has 6 in total, including the finale, making 8 in total here. I would say like one of my favorite people to watch cook in Top Chef in general, and to have him win on top of that, because my favorites never win, right? Like last time that happened was a long time ago. So I was very excited about this season, these characters. It was great to see. I was very happy to see it. And Tristen, I mean, like his record speaks for himself. For those of you that are interested, TopChefStats.com has stats on every Top Chef season, and it's absolutely amazing. And that's where I got a lot of my information for this podcast when talking about kind of the history of Top Chef in general. But it's so funny because they have like these little like floating heads to talk about like all the different chefs. So this is the one for this past season, Destination Canada. They are updating as the Carolinas as it comes out, and they have one for every season and just like the overall stats in there. So it's really cool. Chappell, do we want to do our top 3 moments of Tristen, or do we want to just go right into let's do our top 3 moments.
Well, obviously number 1 is Restaurant Wars, right? Like that whole entire thing is perfect to me. I did really enjoy the foraging challenge that he doesn't win, but it's the way that, again, the man is ultra prepared. So he doesn't know what he's going to do. The entire episode, he's really trying to figure out a way to connect his style of cooking to these foraged ingredients. And he says it's at 3 a.m. the next morning when he realizes what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And he just comes out and smashes it out of the park. I love that so much. And then I did like the jollof rice that he did in the risotto challenge in Italy. That was a good one. But also that pizza challenge he won. That was very interesting to me too.
We got Spike back after a million years. Like that was crazy. I was like, where did you come from, sir?
Been hiding out. But it was that Lamajun pizza with lamb, anchovy ranch, and pickled grapes. I was like, that sounds crazy. But then he won, and I said, oh, that must have tasted amazing.
I really want to try that now because like, how is this the winning pizza? I don't know.
Because it sounds like foolishness.
It sounds like something you just like made up. Like you like put a bunch of like random ingredients in and spit something out, but sounds like it was good. So I would say my top 3, I mean, Restaurant Wars is up there. I think like the finale, I think his win, like when he announces his win and the confessional we get after his win is the top moment for me because it brings us back to Restaurant Wars and has that perspective of the sacrifice I made to be here and the sacrifice my parents made for me to be here was worth it. So I think that was the top moment for me.
Oh, and that moment, and right when he calls his mom, I think that's the part where the mom that's a stab in the heart. Where I'm
I cried. Well, when he started crying, I cried. But then when he called his mom, I thought I was calming down, and then I started crying again.
Yeah, like, that's one of the ones.
Yeah. So that maybe the phone call, like that's like it brings it all together. I really liked him and Bailey as a team on the pear challenge that they won together. They're both immune this episode. So because Bailey came back from came back from Last Chance Kitchen, and Tristen won the previous immunity challenge. But I thought that they worked really well together. I love octopus. So the fact that an octopus was the winning dish, let me try that. I also just honestly, I liked when he insulted whatever they had to make and then he still won the challenge anyway. Like the figgy duff, the pickles, like anything he wasn't a fan of, he excelled at. And I admire that about him.
Yeah. Crazy run he had. I think that. Yeah, I think that you have the stat sheet. Thank you to Top Chef Stats. 2 quickfire wins, 6 main heat wins, 8 comp wins in total, the highest of the season.
Yep. It's a crazy run. And Chappell, are you ready to be quizzed on the story of Tristen?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so this quiz, the last time we did this, it was very simple, right? It was Sean or Forsythia. You were given a statement. You had to figure if it applied to Sean or Forsythia. This one is a little different. I'm calling it The World According to Tristen.
Okay.
The World According to Tristen. And I have 12 questions, all relating to Tristen in some way, and you just have to do your best to answer them. And you get a point for every answer you get correct. Some of them have more than one answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
I'm so nervous. I'm really bad at these things.
It's okay. Some of these, I rewatched this just for this podcast. So my rewatch ended maybe like 2 weeks ago. So there were a couple things. I was taking notes while I was watching because I forgot, especially some of the earlier episodes here.
Okay.
You ready?
I have not rewatched this in a long time.
I know. So this will be interesting. All right, ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Question 1. And remember, this is called The World According to Tristen. So it will relate to Tristen in some way.
Okay.
Number 1. In the very first quickfire challenge, Tristen was placed on the green team with his 2 car mates. Name them.
Was he in the car with Vinny? I don't know why Vinny stands out. And Katiana, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
It was not Vinny or Katiana. It was Shwai and Massimo.
Oh, that's a good group.
Yeah, right? I know. That was like, damn. Okay, there. So for the first main heat challenge, this is question number 2. Tristen had to face off against his quickfire teammates. Who won, who lost, and who was in the middle for this round?
This is tough. So it was Shwai, Massimo, and Tristen. Okay. Shwai wins, Tristen second, and then Massimo loses this.
You are correct.
Yes. Okay, we're back.
Yes.
We're back.
We're back in the green.
Woo. Okay, that's nervous. Right. I knew Tristen didn't win that one, but I was like, was it Massimo Day? I don't think so.
No, because remember, he forgot an ingredient. He forgot like the curry or something, or he didn't have time for it. And then they said it probably was better without the curry.
Right,
anyway,
right.
So yeah. So
Tristan made the cod. Yeah, I remember. Had you asked me what meal he made? Oh, yeah, that was the cod and the snow crab. I remember that.
Yep. Because I'm like, damn it, we are going to lose a black chef first. little did I know, but
we didn't eat that damn curry.
Yes. That's how we knew Tom was a real one. He said, it's fine.
It's fine.
What was the name? And some of these we have already talked about in the episode, in this episode, just so you know.
Okay.
What was the name of the dessert Tristen had to deconstruct in the savory challenge in episode 4?
Oh, the figgy duff, right?
Yep. Figgy duff.
Yes. That stuff looks disgusting. I'm sure it looked like the Canadians even kind of are mixed on it. That doesn't look like anybody loves it.
I can't imagine that. It looks like their version of a fruitcake. Like I can't imagine Canadians are vouching in the sticking their neck out in the name of the figgy duff because it looks dry and sad.
Yeah. He just used it as an excuse to make something else from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That pepper pot looked so good.
He was told there was allspice in it and said, I can work with this. So said, let me just do the rest. Thank you. All right, ready? Question 4. Who was Tristan's partner for the double elimination challenge?
Oh man. This is tough.
We just talked about it.
What was the challenge?
We just talked about it. It was the pear challenge, and they had to make food for like 100 people.
Oh, yeah, because the pears, he made the pear dessert, right? It was that's the pickle thing. That's the pickle thing.
Nope, this wasn't the pickle thing.
Okay, god dang it. Who won that? Was it Cesar?
No, it was
the
pear
Cesar won
challenge.
the pickle thing.
No,
damn.
pears, like 2 pears. Pear as in 2 people competing together.
Okay, I'm thinking pear the fruit. Okay, I'm slow. This was damn. That is crazy. I hear pickle. I'm seeing a green fruit. This is
the
Bailey.
Duo. Bailey was his partner. Yes.
Yeah, because it's the octopus. It's the octopus. You mentioned the octopus. My thought was, I can't eat octopus, as you know, as you've witnessed. Shellfish is not exactly does not agree with me.
Chappell and I, when we went to Philly this year, we met Dr. Amanda, or I guess last year. And first thing I said, because Amanda and I love oysters, was that we should go get oysters. And Chappell had to ruin the thought process by saying, I'm allergic to shellfish.
I mean, I almost died when we were in New Orleans. I don't know if you forgot.
I do remember that. That was an experience. But I mean, we still had fun even if we didn't go get oysters. So it was fine.
And almost dying in New Orleans was worth it. So both things are true.
It was. Yeah. 2 things can be true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Ready?
Pickles, pears. Oh God. Yeah.
There was a lot. So yes, Bailey was his partner for this challenge.
Okay. Cool. That was tough.
That was.
It shouldn't have been that hard. You had just said it. I'm just like completely.
I should have said duo instead of pair. That was my bad.
Worked.
That was my bad. All right, ready? Mm-hmm. Tristen was not the only Black chef present on finale night. Which Black Top Chef alum was a guest judge at final service?
Oh. Who was the judge at final service? I thought you were going to ask if Lana was there. I was going to be like, yeah, Lana came in as a sous chef. Who was the guest judge?
It was at the table of judges. So there was one Black Top Chef alumni.
Yes. No, I remember this. This was because she talked about how she was when she was on the show. Who was it? At the final challenge?
It was the finale. The finale dinner. There was one Black Top Chef alumni that was the guest judge at the dinner, and Tristen talked to them too. So like there was a bonding moment there. But it was a Black Top Chef alum that was there, and they were the guest judge.
No,
they were one of the guest judges, and I think they were at the judges' table when they announced the winner, I believe.
Yes, and I remember this because he was talking about how Tristen used the oxtail.
Yes,
and he used the marrow, bone marrow.
You're picturing this person right now.
The problem is the name is on the tip of my tongue.
Yep.
It's
in fairness to you, I think this chef premiered when. Like after you stopped watching.
Yeah, but I can see him because he had the hair.
Because this was when Top Chef started getting serious.
Yeah, he had the hair and the glasses.
Yeah.
I can't think his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Gregory Gordeau.
Gordeau. Yeah, I would have never got that. I'm looking at him though. I can see him because I remember him being at the table thinking him and Tom got Tristan's back.
And Gregory was in made final 2 of Top Chef Boston, one of my other favorite seasons of all time, and 5th on Top Chef All Stars season 17, the good All Star season. Yes.
Wow. See, now I gotta go do my research.
Yep, it was a good. Top Chef Boston's a good one. I highly recommend.
Okay.
All right.
Gregory Gordeau. I'm gonna have to write that down.
Gregory Gordeau. Ready?
Damn. Yeah.
In the meat and berries challenge, which berries did Tristen have to pair with his flat iron steak?
I remember that steak.
Mm-hmm.
But which berries? I don't know. What we got?
Gooseberries.
Gooseberries?
Yes. I forgot all audit. If you had told me that this challenge was a thing before my rewatch, I'd be like, that didn't happen that season.
That didn't
I
happen.
forgot this season was a thing. I completely forgot that challenge was a thing this season.
Well, it's so Canadian, some of these challenges, right? Some of these, so it's like, okay, cool. For $1 billion, I'd have never got that right. I would have got Gregory Gordeau before I got that.
Yeah, there were some doozies in that challenge for the berries that you could pick. I had no idea some of these existed.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Okay. Yes.
One accomplishment Tristen did not achieve this season was a full episode win, meaning he won both the quickfire and main heat challenge in a single episode.
Mm-hmm.
One chef did achieve this feat in this season. Who was it?
Who won both in the same episode? My gut is saying Katiana because she was doing so well, but I don't think it's her. I think she won those two quickfires or two quickfires back to back, and I don't think that's the same.
It's a quickfire and then the main heat challenge.
Right. I'm struggling with this one because my gut was like, go with Katiana because she was so good at the beginning, but I don't think that's the winner. Is it Massimo?
It is not Massimo. It is Katiana.
Oh, okay. It is. God damn it!
So Katiana won the. Let me pull up my Wikipedia thing again.
That's crazy. I knew it.
She won episode 3. She won the quickfire, and this was the cold dish. Remember, they had they had to serve it on the ice, and she had to use licorice knob.
I'm so mad that I talked myself out of it. I was like, because I really thought, honestly, by episode 3, I thought there's no way they're gonna catch Katiana. I just thought there's no way.
I really was like, oh, this is her time. This is her
right.
season. Yeah.
And I was enjoying the run. I really was.
I was not upset about a Katiana blowout win. I was shocked that did not happen.
Yeah, crazy that I knew Tristen was going to win, and I still was kind of like, but how are they going to? Katiana and Schwei, I was concerned about them the whole season.
Yeah, they were a problem for a bit, and we still enjoyed them, but they were a problem.
Yeah,
and then
this test is whooping my ass.
I was shocked Cesar was not in the finale after he came back, but
yeah,
that was a rough run. All right. On that note, right, we're still on the full episode wins, right?
Oh God. Okay.
There is a black chef that is tied with season 5 Stefan Richter for the most full episode wins in a single season with 3. Name that black chef.
Oh, 3 full episode
3
wins.
full episode wins in a single season. There's one black chef that is tied with Stefan. So they both are the title holders for a full episode wins.
You're going to laugh, but I'm going to say Gregory Gordeau.
Will you laugh when I tell you that is the correct answer?
Yeah, I laugh. I'll give you that.
It is, in fact, Gregory Gordeau.
I just found out who he was, and I'm like, yeah, that guy sounds like a winner.
He did. His run on Top Chef Boston was amazing. He had a really good run in All Stars as well, but Boston was he was that guy. He was that dude.
That's crazy.
All right.
Gregory Gordeau. Wow.
Yeah. Gregory Gordeau. Gotta brush up on your history, your Top Chef history.
I'm gonna get into it. I am.
All right. As this season's winner, Tristen took home the season's grand prize of $250,000 plus $40,000 that he won from his challenge wins. I don't know if they actually combined it, if they're like, you have the $250,000 now, you're good. But either way, who won the second highest amount of money that season?
I guess Schwei. I feel like he was in the top a lot.
It is Schwei with $30,000.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
He won a lot. He won a lot of money challenges.
Yeah, and right. I think he won 15 in the last challenge, that little tournament they did.
Yes, he did.
You know, because I think round 1 was if you make polenta and you win, you win 15K, and then everybody else has to keep competing. And Shwai knocked him out of the park with that polenta. His food looked good too. Shwai is another one where I'm like, we need to get to one of them festivals so I can eat his food.
I feel like Shwai would do well at like a festival, like a food festival. That he seems like a fun lad.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do want to meet Shwai one day. Shwai, let us interview you. Even though we're talking about how happy we were that you didn't win this season, but it's not because of you, you know?
Yeah.
All right. I have 3 more questions for you. How many times was Tristen in the bottom during the season? Quickfire and main heats both included.
Ooh. I'll go with 2.
You are so close. I will count it. It is 3.
Damn it.
He was in the bottom of 2 quickfires, I believe, and 1. Oh, wait, no, actually. Wait, where was it? Yeah. 2 quickfires and 1 main challenge.
Okay.
Yeah. So really not a lot.
And the main challenge doesn't count for that one where he basically won, right? Like him and Cesar.
It was the one where he was in the bottom for the one. I didn't count that one because the Wikipedia actually listed it as like high. He was high placing because they basically were like he would have won if your team didn't suck. But for the it was the stunt challenge where
nobody really was just
it wasn't the stunt. Anyway. I'm sorry, it wasn't the stunt challenge. It was the where was it? It was him, Vinny, and Lana, I believe, that were in the bottom. That was a rough week for me too.
Yeah.
It was.
Is that the week Vinny went home? Dear God.
It was, yeah. That was the week Vinny went home.
I'm a Vinny apologist.
They had to make the dishes inspired by the 4 seasons.
I'm a Vinny apologist. He can do no wrong in my eyes. I don't care. Freaky Mike Bloom. I love him so much.
I called him Evil Mike Bloom for a large portion of the season. And then I'm like, damn it, I like him too. Like he can't even be a villain to me. I'm sorry. Evil Mike Bloom. You're not evil anymore.
I love him so much. I love him so much.
And he was also when he said I'm a broke ass bitch, I was like, yeah, this is unfortunately my guy.
People. My type of people.
This is for me.
Protect this man. Protect this man at all costs.
He's invited to the cookout. Maybe.
Well, we'll bring him a plate. He can cook at the cook. He can cook and then leave.
He can work
and then leave. Yeah, you can work. He can work at the cookout. We need to put more people to work at the cookout. That's really what we need to start doing.
We do.
Like, we won't invite you, but you can bring a plate.
I feel like we need to have an episode where it's just like our cookout picks, like who's working and who's invited.
Right. Well, the black folks are invited, but like, where can we put you to work at if you want to come?
Who are our black folks that are invited, and then who is invited as a guest, and who is working, and who's not allowed whatsoever?
These non-blacks cannot come to the cookout without a job. They have to work.
A job.
They have to work. You need to earn your keep. You cannot just be here vibing. Sorry.
Listen, we are also in the era of light skins are in trouble because of Klay Thompson, and you know what? I
them your folks.
We may need to review some people as well.
You bring them to the table. Okay. I think I'm in the clear right now.
I think honestly, I hope this podcast saves me from having to be put under review, but I can't confirm. And I don't think it's my place to say it at this time. Like Klay Thompson ruined it for all of us.
This podcast is proof that you've done the work. Okay.
I'm trying. But like, if I need to be put under review again, because of the actions of Klay Thompson, I am willing to do that for Megan, for Megan. Yes.
I will say that. Yeah. That's a new running joke. Like white folks can't come to the cookout, but they can work.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
You can work. Yeah. Put on an apron, put yourself to work, Vinny. We'd love to see you.
You have a task.
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
When it was announced that the Final Four would be going to Italy, Tristen said he wanted to make it there and cook what nation's cuisine?
Oh, probably something black.
You are right.
Yeah. Which nation? He did West African food at some point in Italy.
Other direction.
Oh no. East
Other
African
direction
food?
of Africa.
East African food?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the answer?
It is Ethiopia.
Oh,
and the reason
okay.
for that is that Ethiopia was briefly colonized by Italy during World War II for a few years.
Of course he knew that.
Of course. Yes. And then final question.
Okay.
Tristen is tied with 3 other chefs for most quickfire wins this season with 2. Name the 3 chefs that share this accolade. Team wins are included.
For quickfires.
Quickfire wins.
I kind of want to go with Schwei again. Because he wins so much.
Schwei is one of them.
Okay. All right. Go Schwei. And you said quickfires. See, I think I already blew it with the Katiana earlier. I don't know if I want to risk it on her again. Yeah, let's go with Katiana again.
Katiana is another one.
What?
One more.
All right. And then finally, I'm just going to go with Massimo for the vibes.
I love your thought process, but it was not Massimo. It was Cesar of our last one. But you got 10 right. So it's pretty good.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's a good showing, especially because some of these are very random.
Yeah, it's okay. We did it.
Yes, we did it. We made it through. You got an A minus, but you got an A. Okay. You know,
yeah,
it's there.
Not my best work, but you know, like I'll be the first to admit that I did take my foot off the gas a little bit on my Top Chef knowledge. But now that Tristen has won, and I'm really rooting for Anthony this season of the Carolinas, I'm probably gonna go back and get brushed up on a lot of things.
Yeah, and now you know who Gregory Gardeau is.
Gotta go watch that season for sure.
Gotta go watch. Yes, we'll talk later. But we are now at the end of our Bet on Black experience here, talking about Tristen.
Yes. So Gia, brainstorm really quickly. I know you gotta go, but how many? What's next on Bet on Black? What are you thinking? Do we go back to Survivor? Do we do Big Brother? Do we do something out the wazoo?
You know, in between planning for this episode and next one, we got a new Black winner that I texted you about immediately as soon as I heard, because I was so behind on this show. I was not expecting this person to win. I think because it's so current, we have to talk about RJ winning Extracted. The team RJ winning Extracted. I love that show. I stopped watching after Sandra's elimination, kind of lost interest a little bit, and some of the teams were not my cup of tea. But I rewatched it when I learned who won and was very impressed by the season. So I think it makes sense that we talk about Team RJ, but also a little bit of Team Roman as well, because that was our final 2. And they've both been sharing some very nice sentiments about each other on social media. So I think we need to talk about Team RJ specifically, but also bring up some of Team Roman into the fold as well.
Okay. Yeah. And then I have been in contact with Team RJ in the past, because I did cover this season on RHAP. And so maybe we might take a different look at Extracted. Maybe we can get RJ on or something like that. Yeah, let's see what we can do. But yeah, this was a fun journey into Bet on Black. And I implore the listeners to, hey, let us know what other Black contestant you want to hear us talk about. Because even if we haven't watched it, we can go watch it. I don't care. If there's a Black winner and I haven't seen it, I'll go check it out.
Yeah. I have a job. Like, that's where I do all my best TV watching. So
exactly. Listen, I'm knocking them out right now. So yeah, do that. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. And Gia, let everyone know where they can follow you in the meantime.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Classically Gia. And you can follow me on Substack for Bet on Black, where we will be continuing to talk about Blackness in pop culture.
Yeah. And Gia's Substack is amazing. It's going to be one of our anchoring articles of literature that we use here for this podcast. But yeah, catch me and Gia as we wrap up our coverage of Abbott Elementary. If you're watching this 16 years from now, then just know we talked about Abbott, but we should have that coverage coming out. We're a little behind on it, but just tune in for the journey. Subscribe to the podcast, recapkickback.com/subscribe or youtube.com/@recapkickback. And if you want some extra bonus coverage of Black icon, Mari Forth and I have recorded our podcast about the Michael Jackson biopic, Michael. And I went and I showed my ass and I wore my Michael jacket, and everybody needed to know that I was in there a full stand. And Mari and I had such a fun time talking about that. And that should be in your podcast soon, feed soon, and on our YouTube page as well. So check all that out and catch us all next time. And remember, always bet on Black. Peace.
I've been trapped behind isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.
Pandora Jewelry brings the sparkle to your summer, now with even better prices. Enjoy up to 50% off select styles, from personalized pieces to must-have favorites made for the summer. Timeless designs that shine with you through every moment, wherever the summer takes you. Shop in-store or online, now through July 6th. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Pandora.net for details.
The right window treatments change everything. Your sleep, your privacy, the way every room looks and feels. At Blinds.com, we've spent 30 years making it surprisingly simple to get exactly what your home needs. We've covered over 25 million windows and have 50,000 five-star reviews to prove we deliver. Whether you DIY it or want a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we have you covered. Real design professionals, free samples, zero pressure. Right now, get up to 50% off with minimum purchase, plus get a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
To kids, summer isn't just time off. It's time building confidence and curiosity. But when school meals pause, millions of children lose the food they count on. Your support helps the Feeding America Network nourish every child's potential. Give now at feedingamerica.org/summerhunger.
Athletic Brewing Company crafts award-winning non-alcoholic beers for those who want to be part of every round. With over 185 flavor awards, they're exceptional NA beers that fit your lifestyle and any social occasion. Summer's full of good times, and Athletic fits right in. Go to athleticbrewing.com to have brews delivered to your door, or find them at a bar, restaurant, or store near you. Near beer. Athletic Brewing Company, fit for all times.